time to time, talent comes along that has no equal. Talent truly on loan from you know who. Talent that makes you grateful you're alive. Of course, this is not one of those times.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
I just wanted to try the double applause. I don't like it. I just need longer applause. Longer and a bigger crowd.
I was supposed to send you applause last week, and I never did. Look at that. A whole week went by, and I was delinquent in my responsibilities.
Your crowd noise duties. It's like number 3 on your list of responsibilities.
Swing and a miss, baby. Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bob.
My name is Rob. He's in Vegas.
And he's in Atlanta. And
it's
it is
9 o'clock on a Saturday.
And where he is, but it's actually 6 o'clock on a Saturday where I is, which is here in Vegas, which we just said.
And then in Mountain Time, it's an hour. It's what, 7?
Has anyone ever written a song that started with like it was 7 o'clock on a Saturday? No, because nothing's what's happening.
The crowd wasn't rolling in at all. But
no, they were like maybe getting dressed or they're getting out of the shower maybe to go.
Here's the deal. This is The Lounge Show. He's Bob Doyle. I'm Rob Scott. We're here every Saturday, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. It's all covered now. Because
I think it was covered already. I mean, first of all, Tracy said it, I think, or she's going to say it at the end, right after Morgan is going to say it. Like we really drive it home when this is, which is why we have 1.2 live, 1.2 thousand, 1.2K viewers right now. All just.
Is that what we have?
Oh, yeah. And they're stunned. They're trying to type comments, but they're so filled with like adrenaline from being here that their fingers just won't move. But it's okay. I totally get it.
The fingers go numb.
I think they go numb from adrenaline.
Adrenaline. Nice shirt, by the way, Bob. I'm digging the shirt, man. You got the collar. It looks like your golf. It's like a golf shirt.
Yeah, well, you know me in golf. I mean,
That's why I'm saying it's odd, but it looks good. It's it's handsome. It's a handsome shirt, Bob.
Do you think so, Rob? I don't wear it that often. It is. It's one of those I bypass in the closet. Like I have so many clothes I just know I'm not going to wear. And
I don't.
I bet you don't.
I don't have lots of clothes. In fact, I have to wear a suit, jacket, a sport coat. I got a sport coat this Thursday. I'm doing a chin boogie. And I have to wear a sport coat, and I'm gonna. I mean, I don't mind wearing nicer clothes because you're presenting, you're going up representing, but a jacket. But I'll wear it. I'll wear the jacket, by golly.
I know. It's very rare that I have to do it too. I feel the same way. I don't like it. It's like, this isn't who I am. I'm just doing this because society.
Well, yeah. So, your week. I always ask you about your week. How was your week? What did you do?
Well,
Anything
this
up?
week,
Anything
Rob,
down?
I may have mentioned last week
What's with the radio voices? This week, Rob.
Well, because I'm just about to talk about the fact that on Tuesday morning is when I recorded or Thursday morning was when I recorded my VO demo with that guy. I think I mentioned it last week that was coming up.
That's big doings. How did that go? Did you enjoy yourself?
I had a great time. It was really fun to, just to be coached and, by somebody who really knows what they're doing and a line of awards behind them and all that other stuff. And we were recording a political spot and a commercial demo. So one political spot and I think maybe 5 different little snippets for commercial. And I had no idea what to expect in terms of how long it was going to take, because I am really, this is a whole new world and I'm practicing and practicing and practicing where I never did that before. But I'm getting these auditions and I'm like, I want to get them, right? So I'm spending the time, which I've never done. And my bugaboo is sounding conversational, and this guy who I recorded with, that's his specialty. So there were a few of those spots. So we mixed them up. But it actually only took 45 minutes. And he said, it was like he knows he can't just say, okay, great, because the agent has to hear it and approve it, and he's going to do a great job. He's known for doing a great job. So if he was happy with what I did in 45 minutes, I'm thrilled. So, and it was a variety of things, and I got to do a whole range of just approaches and stuff. And the political's fun because I'm completely apolitical. So, but I did a demo because. What's
Can
that?
you be completely anything? Can't you?
All right, I'm not going to go here with you because your daughter just walked in,
I
and
see that she just walked in.
Father's Day, is that tomorrow?
Tomorrow, which was something I was going to bring up. It's on my little cheat sheet here. We were going to talk a little Dad's Day.
Yeah, actually, we're coming into Atlanta on Tuesday to see my dad and deal with some of that stuff going on, and I'm hoping we will get to see you. I don't know if we're going to be able to do a show though at 9 p.m. Pacific. I mean 9 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, because I have no idea what the schedule is going to be. It's going to be all over the place, but they can always watch the replays of the other ones. They can binge watch and catch up.
Best of. They can do the best of.
That's right. Create their own best of.
So yeah, you land Tuesday, as I recall, because I'm swamped the week until Friday. After Friday, when Friday workday is over, I will be ready to howl at the moon. If you want to do a little moon howling. If we have the time. If we have the time, I understand. You've got a schedule to keep. You're a busy man. You're wearing golf shirts now. You're a player.
It's just more the workload of what we got going on. Yeah.
Well, we'll do the best we can, and if we can do a show, we do, and if we don't, we don't. And by golly, as we said, the best of, and that's just going to have to.
The other thing we did last night, which is very rare, we sat down and watched TV, and we watched a movie on Netflix called Have a Good Trip. It was all about psychedelics, and it was a lot funnier than I expected. It's a lot of comedians sharing their trips.
Stories?
Good and bad. And Sting was among them. It wasn't just comedians. There was a range of people, but they animated it and did all kinds of, it was filled with bits and an ongoing bit making fun of, like the Just Say No culture. And they had this whole running thing called the LSD After School Special, where they played on all the, the stereotypes of like going to a party and being pressured in and get slipped in a drink and then jumping out the window and all that stuff. So it was freaking hilarious. I highly recommend it. Yeah.
To watch. What's it called?
Have a Good Trip.
Have a Good Trip.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Well, you should have used my Rob's Real Review intro there, the media corner or whatever. You just gave a
well, but it would have said your name on it, I think.
Well, that's true. Look at that! Another Father's Day. Yes, so it is. And Sam, as you know, Sammy Osborne, and her husband Ben, and their daughter Riley. Well, they were all here today. I entertained for Father's Day. I did the grilling. We did corn on the cob and burgers and watermelon. It was a cliche menu. It was awesome. Baked beans, chips, potato salad, the whole shebang.
Now it's hot there.
Yes.
I am not looking. I heard. I needed to know, but I got the weather for next week, and we're talking upper 90s into the 100s. And folks, I'm used to that here.
Yeah.
But in Atlanta, when some of the days say partly cloudy, and 99, that means you're just going to walk outside and be covered with your own sweat. And
I looked today. Our humidity, today was actually nice. It never broke 90. It was like 85, 86, 87, something. And humidity, 38, 40%, which was low. And then I went on my little clicky on the interwebs, and I went to Vegas, and the humidity was 6%. Wow. You have no humidity there.
I know.
So, and the humidity is going to jack back up when you arrive. You're bringing in humidity with you. So it'll be 95 with probably 75% humidity. And yes, you're right. It will be like, you know what it's like when you walk outside when it's like that? It's like if you're sharing a hotel room with someone and they shower first.
Right. And then you walk
into the bathroom and go, this
steam.
Sucks. This is awful. I want to warm it up. I want to be the guy who turns the hot water on first. You walk into that muggy, crappy bathroom.
And that is leaving the airport in Atlanta.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And when you're not used to it, which I am not, I haven't been there in this weather in I don't know how long. And so, but I remember the last time I did, and I walked out of that airport, and it was only in the 80s.
Oh no, you're coming into some nice heat here. It's been
freaking sauna.
Week, it was above 95 every day with about 60-70% humidity every day.
Yeah.
And so it feels even hotter. In fact, I think I told you this last show 2 shows. One of the guys, when he was putting my roof on, had to just like.
Oh right, because he had heat exhaustion or something.
Heat exhaustion, and not enough salt pills and not enough whatever. I mean, that's just brutal. The deck on that roof is probably 130, 135 degrees. It's like a pizza oven.
Right.
And so, yes, you are coming. I would highly recommend that wicking type of attire if you have any clothing that wicks away moisture.
No,
Well, I'm just asking.
It's okay.
Anyway.
We're just going to be in a musty old house.
So again, we grill. I just want to. We grilled. I did burgers. I did the thing we just said, and just so there's no more arguing between you and I.
All right, finally.
I am.
Well, I don't think I was ever accused of that.
The best dad ever. I got a koozie today that says the best dad ever from my daughter, from Sam, which was cool. And
koozies make it truesies.
Here's cool. I don't know if you can read this. Let's see if I do this correctly.
Daddy, of all the walks we've taken together, this one is my favorite. Adorbs.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I was going to bring it to work, but now I think it's going to be like every morning. It's got to be in the house. It's just I want other people to see it, just as opposed to the 3 people who pass my desk at work.
Those are the precious times. They don't come back.
Oh, you can't get those back. No, you're going to be eating your turkey roll right here.
Right here.
Those are the Kodak moments.
And then
I haven't been home in years.
Speaking of places and weather and whatever, let's check out.
Oh, yes.
Look at that. We've got some activity.
I've been looking at this camera versus the Gordy cam much more lately, especially in the evening because the sun is behind this camera. The sunset's kind of behind this shot. And boy, that's just a pretty shot. People are out there just lazily. What time is it there? It's like 8 o'clock in the evening. Lake Geneva time, and there's a hawk flying by left to right in your screen, boys and girls.
Wow, wildlife.
Yeah, and they're just having a nice time. It's about 78 degrees there, and a nice breeze, and you're out on that blue water.
Yes,
life could be worse.
Yes.
I wonder what the poor folks
are doing. I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
I think you should tell that story. Since you said it.
Okay, so that's not an original. I'm sure many of you have heard I wonder what the poor folks are doing. Anytime you're in a situation that you go, this is pretty cool, a phrase will oftentimes come up in conversation. Wonder what the poor folks are doing today. And we happen to be the 4th of July on that body of water in about that same area, because this is the beach to the right of this screen, this shot, where they launch fireworks on the 4th of July. And we were out there in the boat. And it was myself and I believe my at that time, my wife at that time, and a couple of friends of ours and the spouses, couples. And someone said, I wonder what the poor folks are doing tonight. And my friend John, your friend too, John Ryder, said they are out in someone's parents' boat on Lake Geneva watching fireworks. And I thought that was a very clever response because
it seemed like the original line had more of a
little more meat on the bone,
a little more pithy, a little more like that landed a little droidish to me. It's not a droid. That's just something like it was only like one line, like hanging out. Maybe whatever.
You know what? Here's the thing. Oh, whatever. Here's the thing. What could have happened there, though? It could have been like so many other of these neat stories that we have created the story to be bigger than the actual event that we're regaling people about. I all the time now. That's and weird. having a ball doing it, I'll tell you too, is just. But yes, John Ryder said they're out in somebody else's parents' boat, watching the fireworks. Point being, it was pretty clever at the time because he was inferring. The inference was that he and his bride were the poor people.
And see, that's the thing. We didn't have to explain it. The original line, it was self-explanatory.
Yeah, but I droided that thing up pretty good, didn't I?
Check.
I got one.
Oh no, you're gonna send it to Forrest, aren't you?
I didn't think that was that long. I thought it was just going to be check. But okay, there's a backstory.
Okay, name this voice. Name this voice.
Look, I don't know who the freak you think you are, but if you don't leave right now, I'm calling the police puppies. And they will lick the crap off of you. They will lick the crap off of you. The crap that I'm about to throw on you.
Okay. At first it sounded a little Tom Hanks-ish, and then I also thought it was Kevin Costner-ish as well.
You were correct with the Tom Hanks, and that was text-to-speech.
That's what I thought. I thought that was one of your many AI rather. I had that all back ass word. Artificial generated videos, audio. Bob lives in an artificial world, boys and girls. He is a tub of country crock.
somebody told me about this site here. I'm just going to let you look at a peek. It's a bunch of code. Like the average bear would never wade through this. But
I would say more than not just average. I mean, that's the top 2% who would play in this world.
Here's the interesting thing about what makes that work. Now, it was pretty good, and it sounded like, I mean, yes, it was text to speech-ish, but it's not as bad as we've heard. I mean, there were breaths in there.
Mm-hmm.
Breaths in there too, and it added that kind of stuff. The thing about this particular technology is where most of these text-to-speech things require hours and hours and hours of sample data to create this model, and it just takes forever, a lot of computing power, whatever, to create the model that you could type, and then it says, it sounds somewhat like them. All you have to do is upload like 3 audio files that are about 10 seconds long of that person into a folder, type it, hit go. It's called Tortoise. You can see up in the well, you can't read that, but it says this is called Tortoise because it's slow. It takes like 2 minutes to process a line about that long, but it sounds like.
Do you have all this open on your computer right now? Also when you're doing the show, you have all those windows open.
This is actually what you're seeing here is a laptop that I'm sending over the network, so it's not using up any resources.
Different computer.
Yeah. But
anyways, Tortoise takes a couple minutes. See, I'm listening. I'm dialed in. I'm with you.
Yes, and it.
So what do you enter? You enter, let's say, in that case, for example, Tom Hanks saying anything. You just go grab an MP3 of Tom Hanks.
So it came out. Let me play a couple of the. This came with the program, but here's an example. Let me just download one of what one of the clips that was used to. See.
But he and I met. We picked up his scripts and we started screwing around. And I actually thought, oh, this is it. This is how this works. This is like
so clips like that, 10 seconds long. There's 4 of them. That's it. And based on those 4 clips, it knew how to add expression, emphasis. It picked up all the a lot of the pace, the speaking. Like I've done it with somebody who talked
tempo,
really
the meter,
everything. And it generally sounds way more realistic than any of the other text to speech. So there is some massive intelligence going on here to make that happen, even though it takes 2 minutes. But this is like real audio, right? I'm like, yeah, it takes 2 minutes right now, but soon enough it'll be real freaking time.
Yeah, it'll stream.
I'll talk and you'll hear Tom Hanks or whoever I put in there,
like you were doing with the facial stuff last week, where it was in real time. You're talking on the camera, and
it'll be that with the voice. Yeah, it'll be that with the voice.
I don't know where we go. What do we do with that? I wonder.
I mean, for me, it's all. I love this stuff because of the creative aspects. I mean, you can create characters. You can be your own cast. With the face stuff and with the voice stuff, you can do. And with this technology, actually, you can blend 2 different voices. So, like the example they have here is they have a model for William Shatner and Sir Patrick Stewart, and then you can listen to them and you could hear the blend of Picard and Kirk, right? So it's unlike anything else that's out there. It's free, but you got to wade through this code and knowing stuff. Again, there's no really fun, friendly interface, but I've been playing in this world long enough that, this is actually one of the drop-dead simplest ones of all, because literally you click a couple of arrows. It looks scary, but you just click a couple of arrows, drag these sample files into a folder you create, type the name of the folder where you put this voice, and then that's it. I did yours.
You did mine.
I did yours, and it doesn't sound very. It's hit and miss.
Good, so I can I can still make a living using my real time in the real voice time thing.
Yes, yes, you've got
this for me still.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I uploaded a few samples of you from a previous show. So, and I'll play you what they sound like, so you know, and you'll probably recognize it. Here's an example.
But he and I met.
Nope, that's you.
Well, that was when I was doing Tom Hanks last week.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Here we go.
So I get there at 8:15 to meet him at 8:30. I walk in, and it's rustic, and it looks like it's one of the. This style. You've been to places like this.
Okay, so I just did 3 clips like that. Okay, so we'll just keep. Let's see. What is the sentence in here? Well, the sentence here is, "Hey, folks, it's your buddy Tom here. Listen, if you're not watching the Lounge Show right now, I was going to do that." But I'll do it with you. Now, I'm going to hit go, and then we just have to talk about something else because it'll take 2 minutes to do. So let me first set that it's you, and then I'll go down here and click generate speech with the custom voice, and then we just wait a couple of minutes. So
So in the meantime, I can tell you this: I never know how to use ironic. By the way, so I was about to say it's ironic, but then I thought I'm probably not using it correctly. It's a tricky word.
I'll let you know. I'm pretty good at that.
The juxtapositioning is where I can go. I can use that word, juxtapositioning. Bob is showing us this brand new or whatever. It's probably not. Point being, advanced technology, cool technology. That's Bob's world. And I just read an article the other day about the last phone booth in New York City that finally was taken away, put to sleep.
I think I saw some post about that. And you never, on Facebook, you see a thing and you don't know. Somebody could just make up whatever. It's like these quotes with the celebrities. You know, right. You got a picture of Morgan Freeman and somebody says something and it's automatically attributed.
Right. So they're always drama too. Did you know that Morgan Freeman only had one leg when he was born? You know, those kind. But then there's a nice picture of him in a suit. You know. Right. Anyway, right? He looks really good. You know. But but the point. So I read an op-ed piece, and it was a wonderful thing about in those days, because you remember using phone booths. In those days, they gave you a private place to have a phone call, which is something but made me think about it. That's right. We all now just go, oh, screw you. I'm on the phone and I'm just walking right through anywhere. They're not even so, oh yes, I got people. That's where we are now. It was a booth. It was private. It was personal. I got to call Bob. Be with you guys in a minute. And then you close the little door, the Maxwell Smart door.
You put in your dime and then a quarter later. Yeah. And then you learn the hack codes from somebody on a BBS system and you never pay for a payphone again.
Right,
I used to pick up and you go.
There was a payphone right outside of Chuck's, man, and gosh, Oak and I would get drunk and call Minnesota all the time and just bring a beer out there and have a beer with
using one of those codes.
Yeah, we would charge it to our home, phone. Operator, I'd make the charge that to my home phone, and she goes, "What's the number?" And you would just make up a freaking number. And we did that so many. 418-872-8111. Okay, and then Keith would answer.
No security whatsoever.
No,
absolutely,
it was wonderful.
That is good.
And that was a whole summer. That first summer of freshman year, going into sophomore year. Gosh, I partied with Keith Downey in Minnesota when I was at the shores of Lake Geneva. There, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, we knew the codes because when I was 14 and 15, I was on bulletin board systems with the computer, and those things would get passed around all the time. Like calling card numbers and stuff like that.
And now there's no phone booths anymore. There's no privacy to a phone call. You just walk right through the bus depot and you order your pizza.
Sad. All right, it's ready. Let's listen.
No, I don't know if it's sad. It's just different. I mean, look at that. OMG Rob. You see, that's Facebook user who we now know who that is.
Oh, sorry. All right, let's listen to see. Now, I've listened to results.
What did you tell me to say? How do you do that?
Well, I'll show you. But it's what you're saying. I originally typed for the Tom Hanks voice for obvious reasons. When you hear this,
hey folks, it's your buddy Tom here. Listen, if you're not watching the Lounge Show right now, I don't ever want you to watch any of my movies.
So for some weird reason, it's super slow, and it doesn't sound like you. There's a quality in there. There's a little edge in there that's a slice of you. So it's very hit and miss. Mine is the same way. It doesn't really sound like that. I've got other people, friends of mine, who I've done their voice, and it comes out with a British accent. Robert De Niro comes out with a British accent, but the source files are American. So again, I have no idea what it's doing in the background.
And I love that.
And why it talks so slow? I'm gonna go ahead and have the Tom one generate, and we'll click back and see if it plays back.
We'll check back. We'll get back to you, folks. Oh, so two other things I wanted to do.
Yes.
One was that tomorrow being Father's Day, so I got a present from Steven about a day or two ago, and I don't know what it is. It's just wrapped. But he had texted me, I'm sending you a present for Father's Day, and so package arrived, just so you know. And I said, I'm thinking of opening it up on Sunday because I knew Sam and Ben when Riley was going to be here today. Mark was here today too. And so then I said, and he said, yes, I'd like to watch when you open it. So we're going to do a FaceTime thing or whatever. The point is,
fun.
the buzz in the family, everyone in the family, so he must have got it for you, huh? I can't wait to hear what you
so
say.
they all know what's happening.
It's one of those gifts, and I now know the backstory, and you know Stephen well enough to appreciate this. He was talking to his mother the other day, and he just said, you know what? I don't ever know what to get Dad anymore. So from now on, for the rest of ever, for Christmas, his birthday, whatever, I'm getting Dad things I would like. And I love that about Stephen. So from now on, I'm going. Now, Sam tugs at the heartstrings, this beautiful frame, gorgeous, thought about it. It's like, but Stephen, I have no idea what it's going to be, Bob. I'm extremely curious. The kid, the changing species kid, sends you. He's just a little. Stephen is just a half a bubble off in a great way. You know, he keeps you guessing. So
that approach would totally work with my dad too. But it would work. Like if I got my dad something as a gift, it would be something I would want too. So that, like, he's easy to buy for because it's buying for myself.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's going to be bad. On the contrary, I think it's going to be delightful. But I love the idea that that's where he's going as a gift.
I didn't say it was going to be bad. What the hell? How did that inference come? Are you drinking? I thought we had
again.
All right, let's see. Let's see how. Because this one's only 8 seconds long.
Tea and a Mickey Mouse mug.
Let's see how this Tom does.
Hey, folks, it's your buddy Tom here. Listen, if you're not watching the Lounge Show right now, I don't ever want you to watch any of my movies.
All right. Now, that wasn't bad.
It's a blend. It's a Kevin Costner, Tom Hanks blend. Some of the words sound
Yes,
more
I can
Costner.
hear Kevin Costner in there. You're right. I can hear that.
Delivery, the tone, and now that also makes me say to myself, I never noticed their voices were kind of similar.
That's really the purpose of this whole thing. I just put this together so that you would have that realization. I just didn't know how else to do it, so I went through this elaborate.
The tone is similar. It's about the delivery that makes it a little more Costner. It starts Tom Hanks and it blends into a Costner thing. That's my review.
I do not disagree with you, ladies and gentlemen.
The
completely inappropriate use of ladies.
Yeah,
and
wow,
gentlemen.
that was a monster swing and a miss.
All right, can I show you one more? Oh no, you said you had another thing.
I do have another thing.
Yes, let's do it because we're right down to it.
Yeah, I know we're down to it. I'm going to have to do the. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to share the screen.
Alrighty. Shall I give you full screen?
Yeah, you may want to do that. I don't know how big this is going to be. I'm just going to double click now. Oh, crumb! It's in the other place. Okay, hold on. I got to move it to the other. It defaults up to my main screen here, so I've got to go like this there because it's Father's Day weekend.
Okay.
And I don't have very much of my dad, believe it or not. In fact, in the very beginning, I'm going, we're making a movie, but we get to do Happy Father's Day. And you obviously remember my dad.
Yes.
And now we are making a movie. So, Papa, tell me a story. Just say any old thing.
Sam Ting.
Give your wife a kiss.
Oh, this I like. Movies or not.
All right, now, that was just a couple. There. And now we are making a movie. Yeah, see, there's my dad. So I just thought I would share my dad because, it's Father's Day weekend. And I dug up an old clip of my dad.
I feel like the worst son ever. Okay.
Why is that?
Because I don't have a picture of my dad at the ready. Because I wasn't even thinking about
it. I had to find it like 20 minutes before we opened the lounge. Like 20 minutes before we opened the lounge, I said, you know what? I think I have my dad saying Sam Ting. I said, say anything you want, Dad. And he goes, Sam Ting.
So you said computer, search for Sam Ting.
No, I did. I searched for Papa. And there was another one of him hitting a golf shot. I have a video of him hitting a golf shot. But I like the fact that, because I don't have hardly anything with his voice, although I do on our wedding video because he read scripture. But also he gives my mom a smooch. How great is that? That's, movie or not, I like this. That's how they were. Yeah, they were just a cute little couple. They were wonderful peeps.
Yes, I can vouch for that, ladies and gentlemen. He is not lying. This is the one time something he has said is not an exaggeration.
That's true. That's very true. In fact, I was telling my mom's toilet paper story the other day at work.
Well, here it comes.
Here it comes. So my mom looked at me one time and she says, Robert, life is like a roll of toilet paper. And I go, okay, Mom, kind of lost me here. I'm not. And she said, have you ever noticed that the first half goes real slow and the second half goes real fast.
I remember.
And
this.
I told that I love that. And it's so true. Like when you're a kid, Christmas is 12 years apart. Now you barely get the lights down and go, I'm putting the lights back up. And I told that story at work, and a buddy of mine at work goes, you should really write some sort of a little about your parents, both of them, because the stories you tell about your folks. And so to your point where you said, Rob's not exaggerating. Yeah, I got real lucky. They were just, because they were just interesting, fun, great, neat parents.
And you are their spawn.
And with those words, Rob Scott and Bob Doyle brought the Lounge Show to another inauspicious close. Join us next week, won't you? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of The Lounge Show.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.